Hello, 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 my friends. This is Frederica Hutchinson with another episode of Life Reimagined Show. I'm here today out at one of my favorite spots, just enjoying life and trying to reimagine what my life can look like. Okay, so I just had the opportunity to do something really exciting, and I'm going to share it with you guys today, tomorrow, whenever it comes out. But I had an opportunity to do a podcast interview. I was being interviewed, by the way, with an organization called the Financial Empowerment Center. And they asked me a lot of questions, and it got me to thinking about the connection between finances and life. Now, we all know that life's a lot easier with money. People can say, oh, you don't need money to be happy. Yes and no, maybe so. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put something in the comments for me. But I personally would prefer to have money than to not have money. I feel like it makes life so much easier. But it gets me to thinking. One of the things that I was sharing with them is my journey. I am almost at midlife. Yes, I am almost at midlife. And so being almost at midlife, I have seen a little bit of everything. I've gone through the process of starting out, graduating from school, and not really knowing what my next step was, to actually going back to school to whether it was to get my bachelor's degree or to get my master's degree. And that cost money too. It wasn't free. None of it was free. I also went through the stage of going out, trying to find a job, and later trying to find a career. So life carries us a lot of different places, and it takes not just money but credit as well. And so one of the things that we were talking about is actually getting support through the Financial Empowerment Center. But I guess my conversation today, why I'm jumping back on, is I want people to start thinking about their finances. I'm going to turn this camera a little bit because one of my friends recently told me that my forehead was shiny, because it is. And today is no different. But trying to find a little bit of shade. But like I stated, I just want to talk a little bit about finances and about life and the connection between them. Do you guys think that there's a connection between happiness and money? Do you think there's a connection between your finances, your credit score, and actually being able to be happy or to live the quote-unquote American dream? What are you thinking? What are some of your thoughts? Today, I'm just kind of talking a little bit, but I do want to let you guys know that in future episodes, we will be diving more into how to actually move in the right direction towards a job, a career, or your purpose. We're going to start diving more into that. Today, I'm just kind of talking about finances, things that I had to think about as I was preparing for this interview. One of the things that we talked a little bit about was small wins. Sometimes when we think about debt, we think, okay, and I'm one of those people. I think, okay, I'm just going to save up and I'm going to pay off this $2,000 debt. Yes, or you could just pay $20 every week or every month until it is off. Now, is there going to be interest? Yes, of course. But sometimes just starting the process, getting the ball rolling, is actually what we need. So let's think about that. Why do we want to do that? Why are we doing small steps versus just waiting and paying it off all at once? One is it can impact our credit. Two, it can impact our confidence. It's interesting that a lot of times we don't tie things into, we don't realize that our financial status, those things can actually impact our confidence in the way we view ourselves, which can impact everything else. One of the things that I talk a lot about with my nonprofit, Heritage and Healing, is confidence. And where does confidence or lack of confidence come from? Well, it comes from a lot of different places, a lot of different areas, and each one of us have to do an evaluation and figure out what's important to us. But one of the things that I stress is making sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that it works for you, that you're being realistic, that you're using SMART goals. We've talked about SMART goals in the past. And so I want to continue to encourage you guys to use SMART goals as you start to plan out your life. Again, they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. And sometimes there's some other words that people will throw in, but for the most part, it's just setting realistic goals. Like, what do I want to do? So, for example, if I want to start a small bakery business, and I've done the math, and I see that it's going to cost me $150 for the commercial kitchen, and it's going to cost me this amount for the ingredients, and it's going to cost me this amount for the part-time staff, then I know that I need to make X amount of money. And so now I can start planning because I know I need that amount. Why am I saying that? Because sometimes we're dreaming, and that's all it is a dream. There's no action associated with it. In the episode that we just finished going over, I was sharing that one of the things that my financial advisor did for me was he sent me this little picture, and it had these people on it. And on the first step, it was just all these people on the step, and it was crowded, and everybody had an idea. Everybody had an idea. Don't everybody? They got an idea. And then on the second step, there was fewer people, and I think it was a word like action. So now you have people who are starting to move towards their goal, but it was fewer people because most people are just going to talk about it. But this little image was showing that what are you going to do about it? So then on the third and fourth, it had other words. And I think one of the final words was something along the lines of being consistent. So can we consistently show up day after day, every day, for ourselves, for our visions, for our dreams? And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. I want to encourage you to start out small. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to own whatever, or I'm going to do whatever, or I'm going to work wherever, or I'm going to go get this degree in whatever. It could be something small like, you know what? Today, I'm just going to pay off this $100 debt. I'm going to pay off this $100 debt. Okay, and how am I going to pay off this $100 debt? I'm going to take $10 a week until it's all paid off. It's called planning. It's called seeing the bigger picture. It's called securing your future as well as laying a solid foundation. A lot of times we want things, but we just, and I am guilty of it. Anybody that knows me, I am guilty of it. I just do. But I am learning in this season to slow down, to appreciate. If any of you watched any of my videos from my trip to California, I literally believe that I learned in that trip to slow down and enjoy the journey. What does that mean? I don't think I realized I heard it, and I'm gonna keep on saying it until y'all get it. I think I got it. But I think it means exactly what I'm doing today. It means being present in the moment that you're in. It means that even though I have a couple things planned for today, stopping, taking time to enjoy nature, to actually have a moment of peace, to relax and just enjoy it. So with that said, y'all know how I like to do it. I like to enjoy the peace, and I want you to enjoy the peace. I'm gonna give you a few minutes, and I always say this and I end up talking. But today I'm gonna try to be quiet for a moment, let you enjoy the surroundings. I'm gonna give you a view of what I get to see. And I'm gonna encourage you, I don't care where you're at. You might be in New York City somewhere, but I'm sure they have a garden, a botanical garden. They got something. Wherever you're at, if you're close to the beach or the ocean, go. So many times we live in these amazing cities and states, and we don't take advantage because we take it for granted. And I want to encourage you not to take it for granted. I want to encourage you to take those small steps. I want to encourage you to reimagine your life. Okay, I said I'll be quiet. So I'm just going to show you around for a moment. We'll look at the waterfall, and then I'll just show you around the garden for a moment. You know what I'm going to do? If I can find my camera, I think I'm just going to flip it. I can't find it. So I'll just walk with you. Isn't this absolutely amazing? Absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite spots. It's a place that I used to bring my daughters to when they were younger. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to just kind of relax, take in some of the scenery. Hopefully I've given you a few things that you can think about for your future. Figure out what you want to do and then figure out how you're going to do it. I would love for you to put some comments in the comment section. If there's something you would like me to talk about, just let me know and maybe we can address those. As I mentioned, part of my, that glare on that forehead is big. But maybe there is something you want to talk about. One of my specialties is job readiness training. So if you want to know more about resumes, you want to know more about interviews, and why are those things important? Because in order to get to some of those goals in life, there are certain things that are going to be required. So I can give you some points and some tips on that. We're going to be talking about skills in the future. So much to talk about, and all of it comes back to that one thing, like we were saying, just following your dreams, finding your purpose, living that life that you want to live, and reimagining your life. So I'm going to see if there was anything else that I want to go into right now. One of the main things that I want to say that I drew for my interview with them today was just starting small and staying consistent. I know that's been something really hard for me. I have big dreams, and so I want big impact. But I'm learning in this season of my life that it's okay to start small. My workshop series that I do is called Heritage and Healing. And what I realized is I can have 100 people in who may or may not get anything out of it, or I can have 1 or 2 people who change their lives. And just by changing those 2 people's lives, how much are we really, or who all are we really impacting? We're not just impacting them, we're impacting them. If they have children, we're impacting their children. If they have children, we're impacting their grandchildren. So we're leaving a legacy, and that's what I want to do, is I want to encourage you to start thinking now, how can you leave something for your grandchildren? How can you ensure that you're leaving something more than debt for your children? And what is it that you want to leave? Do you want to leave, you want to leave a legacy, right? You might want to share your story. So you might want to write a book. You might want to start a business that your family can continue to share. Do you or your children have any gifts or talents or skills that you can use today to start creating that legacy or starting that dream or that family business? So it's okay to start small. But one of the things that I'm learning, and I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit because I have so much going on, is consistency. That's why I want to jump on today, and I just want to share with you guys because I want to be consistent. I want you guys to know I'm going to be here each and every week. I don't know exactly what date yet, but I'm going to be here as often as possible to be able to share with you guys my journey and share with you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I just want to encourage you to just keep on trying, start small. Don't be afraid to dream out loud. Thank you so much, and can't wait to see you on another episode of the Life Reimagined show.